Hi, everybody. Let's get started. I'm really excited that you're here today. I'm really excited to share with you exactly what you could do with your Explore Builder inside Alexandria on the tech side. You're going to see ways to make it customizable to your needs as a librarian, as your district needs. And it really is unlimited. I guess up to your imagination, like what you can do with these Explore Builder panes. And so let's get started. My fascination with them kind of started during COVID when we were restricted from being in the library. And I thought really needed to harness technology and do more with the program itself to excite learners. And so, like building awesome book experiences and creating more searchables that would really showcase like what is inside the library. So things like that are things that we're going to look at today. We're going to look at just the opening of the program itself. And I'm going to start with, this is actually an overview of some of the things that we can do with Explore Builder. So these, when you're opening your researcher page, these are Explore panes that are featured. And so you really can see how even on the researcher side that you can edit these to be a little bit more dynamic. Like I can add, if I'm a Sora participant, I can add that link and all of the books will infiltrate, or I can program it to go to our specific Sora for people to utilize. So as a librarian, I have those actionable steps that I can do to activate the patron. And so you can also see that I can actually decide to pull back on some of those and feature maybe district resources on that page. So these are a little bit bigger views. So you'll see this is the one that we're going to be looking at today. It'll have like category slideshows. A lot of the slideshows that I see when I first start working with Alexandria clients is that their category slideshows are not being utilized or not pointing towards a slideshow. And so we're going to kind of show you how to do that today. The Ask a Librarian, you can add different icons that you create onto this page. So maybe you want to invite students to ask you about what's their next read, what are their interest levels. So when they come into the library, you can give them those books and point them in the right direction. We know how crazy it is when you're in front of like maybe 30 participants. That are looking for books all at the same time and that sort of thing. So it just kind of personalized the library a little bit more. You can create explore panes, and these are some of them that I'm going to show you today on the back end of Alexandria. We can look at award books. I can create a whole series of resources and activities. These can be things that the district has blessed as safe, usable. Maybe they've purchased them. And it can also be activities that help in the classroom on writing. It could be a number of things. You are creating that dynamic and that focus. So here I just add in a little arrow, and so it's going to go to another explore pane and another explore pane, and you'll see my little note down here that there's a series of 9 resources and activities. So 16. So it's hundreds of activities that you can load in for your students to use. This is great for pointing to the library on breaks or allowing teachers to use the library for activities while they're on break. Maybe they're down for Christmas. We're heading into Christmas break, so it's the perfect time to keep them coming to the library for activities. We can create slideshows. I have one pane here, but we do have a bunch of slideshow. Anything that you can create as a linkable source to the OPAC, to your library books and resources, can also be web spooled into slideshows. The benefit of this is that when I'm bringing in a first grade class in a K-3 library, I can focus on their reading level and spool slideshows that speak to what they would be interested in. If I'm having maybe I'm doing a graphic novel presentation and asking them to create a graphic novel panel that day, then I might showcase, click on the graphic novels and have that flip into a slideshow. The beauty of Alexandria is that I do not have to individually select books in the slideshow. We're using what is called search strings in Alexandria. So I'm just going to click that now so that you can see that the search strings is such a gift because you are allowed to like better communicate with Alexandria. So I'm going to put this in this link into, if you want to get to it an easy way, go alexandria.com, comma, search strings. It'll be the very first one at the top. And so you can actually see like how it speaks to Alexandria or how you can better communicate with Alexandria. If you wanted to use Boolean operators, and it's 2 ampersands, Boolean operator or 2 lines. So it tells you exactly how to program it in. I find that the double dash, 2 hyphens, and searching the range based on my call numbers is really helpful, especially like when a teacher might call you and say, what are all your history books? We're starting this study. You can give him specific call numbers, and it can even spool it into a slideshow for them to share with students. So you really have this like actively engaged way to utilize Alexandria Library as an extension of learning. And that's, I think, what sets it apart from other programs. You can do by author. And so this chart will actually show you the various ways. And what's nice is it also tells you the field in which it searches. So like, let's say that you want to check some of the ways that books have been brought in and you want to build up your collection in certain areas. You know exactly what field and where things need to go in order to do that. The one that I really like too, and more recently, or as a like a reading, working with reading specialists and that sort of thing, is to actually do study programs. So you can actually say, I want to look at this area of the library, and I want it to be at this reading level. So there you are for that Boolean operator, ampersand, excuse me. And you can really pinpoint exactly what you're trying to target. That's super powerful. So subject words, titles, call numbers, the list is pretty much endless. So let's look at the library itself. So this is the library that I showed you in one of the demos. So here is so we could look at Dewey. And when you look at this, you actually are going right into that area of the Dewey, and it's going to showcase all of those resources. I can click my find more, obviously, and keep looking. Not sure why that didn't copy through. But this gives you different ways to look. So that is an explore pane. If I want to go to category slideshows, I can program this button to go to one slideshow that spools maybe all of the resources that I've introduced during this school year so far. Or I can bring them to another explore pane that goes to specific areas. So maybe I want to feature all the chapter books that are in the library. We have a goal as a district to increase the chapter book leveled readers by 2 grade levels. And so just looking at like, what can we do to further that district goal? And this is super cool to have this up and on the monitor in 5 seconds or less, right? When your class is coming in. And then you have all the kids staring at the monitor going, I'm going to get that one out. I'm going to get that one out. And it just makes our job so much easier. So it's hugely beneficial to like set this all up, and you can exchange it out as needed or as you want to. Another thing to think about is like award books. You can feature all the award books that are in the library. You can go do it by the medal. So you can see some of the Boolean operators coming into play on the search level. And so it will just show you a lot of the books that are in the library, as well as give a little mini summary. So that you can actually take these and you can duplicate the same show, and you can create those as slideshows too. So you have a lot of flexibility in what you showcase in Alexandria. One of my favorites is to I actually serialized our entire collection in a few libraries. And so what happens then is that students can come in and see exactly what's available by the book series. When they click on it, it gives them the list of the books. And it'll also share the genre or the number. So it's number 4 in the series, it's number 6 in the series. And so it tells them what they need to look at and read next. This can go on throughout the whole library. You can even start it with picture books. You're really in control of what you showcase and how you showcase it. But it's really exciting for readers to look through little grade levels. I think like your K3, really fun to place this below maybe a genre search or maybe subject search, and have kids like look and decide what they want to get out in the library. Makes it really exciting for them. But you can do whatever you wanted to as far as that goes. We can also showcase many of the online activities. This was what you saw in the different areas. So I'm featuring some of the things that I'm encouraging teachers to use in the classroom, typing.com, NitroType. It's a really great, getting the speed of typing up. Teachers might use Storyboard that to instead of having an essay due, they ask for a graphic novel panel or a graphic novel story. Super huge. I mean, if you've never been in the classroom and make that shift from you're going to write an essay or you're going to draw this graphic novel for me, I mean, it's just really, I can hear it right now, all the excitement and cheers and that sort of thing. Maybe as a district, you're looking to do more with coding. You can look up some of the coding resources and feature them all in one pane. These can be shifted around and rearranged in any way you prefer. If I'm working on maybe in the high school level, I'm working on different APA style, MLA style. I'm trying to get them ready for college level writing. I can feature some of these activities and resources they would need for that. And I think then it makes it really easy for teachers. So when we create panes, it's really exciting to say, what is the need of my teachers and how can I meet that need and not even have to enter the classroom? And I think that's where, we really begin to streamline efficiencies and make ourselves as librarians a better resource in the whole district wide. So these kind of activities are just wonderful to utilize and work with. I'm going to take you back to the source. And now I really want to look into this is an example of one of the slideshows. I should show you how easily that is. Here's let's go to graphic novels. And here's just some of them that are available. So it makes it really fun. If we look at the back end of Alexandria, you'll see that I have 148 panes featured here. And so you'll see here's the original Alex technology with the dot featured, and then a new Explore Builder that I created. And so when you go to that resource, I'm going to show you what that might look like. So this is about 20 panes that are specifically targeting my Dewey system and how I wanted to feature it. I serialized the whole thing, so you'll see that 30 is weird. You'll see how it's customized a little bit by the shareables. So Battle Royale, that's going to show you all the battle books that are available. And sometimes, because I really want to feature things that I'm suggesting are really good in that area of Dewey, so then I'm just bringing up books that they might like to resource within my pane. So at times I just drop in the cover art instead of an icon or topic. And so that's easily doable too. here are great series. So it's just fun to be able to do some of that stuff. Just going to take you through some of them. Earth for littles is really a fun activity. Big book experience experiments for your middle school learners is fun. The whole Don Brown series of books. Jason Chin's all of his topics. So also what's interesting here is if I have an author that I really love, but it happens, one of his books happens to fall in this series, I might do this as a author. So all of his author books will come up versus just showing what's in the 570 range. So you can adjust and do a little bit different kind of searches here too. And we'll look at that in a few minutes. But you can see how it just really gives that like kind of a toss up between, here's the just all icons and then some of the resources that I prefer. It just helps personalize the library a little bit more. Here in the poetry section, I actually take them through all of the books and then, or if I feel like they have a great resource like Joyce Sidman, excuse me, has a dynamic website that is actually a really good resource for teachers that could be utilized too. So, and there we have it. And then we'll go back to the start. So it really can be whatever you think up as a librarian. So here is the back end of it. So we go into Explore Builder and we can just key it in there. And then we'll bring us back into this area of the website. And you can see how we can do things like create grade level activities. I showed you here's some of the online activities and resources. But if we were more sensitive to making available only those resources that are appropriate by the grade level, we can do that too. And so when we are working in Explore panes, we can actually create actionable things. We can say there's no action. Maybe I only have the first grade done. So the rest of these grades are going to show none. Or I say, I display a message and just say coming soon. So that students or whoever's looking at this, if I would put it out there, let's say I only have 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade activities to collect, I can just say I'm collecting those still, and I can activate the whole pane for those that are in 1st through 8th or 1st through 10th grade. So that makes it really nice to be working with. Another thing that I can open it to a URL. So if I had a 1st grade activity that wanted to be like, let's say the whole school decides on an activity for that by the grade level, I think that you can send it out and then you can program this in to go directly to a specific activity for that Friday's work. So it's really fun how you, and it could be like instead of grade level, it would be Fun Friday activities. And then every grade level would have a different activity for that Fun Friday. So there's just a lot of different things that you can do with these. I wouldn't use a perform search, or I can go to a pane. So in each of these, like the grade level activities in 1st grade, I'm going to revert this. You'll see how I am taking them to the pane. So I would select that 1st grade activity and I wait for it to come up here. And then I think it's because it's already connected. And then and then it will be available. So then when I click on it, it's going to take them to all the resources that are appropriate for that grade level, which is really fun. Once these are programmed in, they're usable throughout the year and only would have to be reviewed and edited occasionally. You can also use Explore Builder to collect icons that you might use later on. And the reason that this is really fun is because when you are rearranging, or if let's say you want to change something, you can actually go down here and you can say, this is the pane that I'm working on, but I want to copy something from another pane. And so I can actually take something in my collection and I could drop it in. Let's say I want something, I want to like replace something out. I would just put it over it and it will replace it out. So it's really nice to be able to do some of that stuff. Comes in really handy when you're doing your series titles and you go, oh my gosh, I forgot. And I have a C level, a C series, and I've already um, shifted everything. So you can actually put it back in there and use that copy from pane. So again, it's like you're on the pane that you want to edit to, you copy pane, and then you can pull and drop in. You can decide down here, you can say, I just want the icon. Maybe you're not going to the same resource, or I can say, I want the action and the icon. So it's just something to keep in mind as you're editing in some of your things. The other thing that we can do if we're really a district who's focusing on reading, which most districts are this year, given the slide, so we can actually program our buttons to show AR. When I showed you that search string, and I will follow up and give you links for all of this, you can actually put in the program code. This is so program code 1 is AR. And then I tell them exactly what reading level I want. So this is 2, this is 3. Do you see how easy it is to program that in? If I was to create a slideshow for this, I can actually program it in and it's going to stay there, which means that I can also go down and I'm going to revert this and I can show you that then this one will open to the OPAC. But if I show slideshows, it's the same exact thing, but now AR2 is going to show you the books in the library that are for that specific grade level or that specific AR level, which is super helpful for interventionists. Maybe you have paras that are reading with an intervention student to supplement reading goals. So it really does become a really great tool. Let's go back here a little bit. We can do slideshows that for the awards books. So you can see how this now is going to spool into a slideshow. And so it shows, it's a little more dynamic, right? So if you were a teacher in the classroom and you really wanted to showcase some of the awards, maybe it's just after the new selection and things like that, and you've downloaded a lot of the new award books, and then you can ask teachers to feature some of these books in the classroom to excite readers for that. So it's just a way to like better communicate without having to do a lot of going through visiting classrooms and things like that. I can do the same thing with Lexile levels, so or other reading programs. So you can actually just program them in, and then you'll see how it's going to feature some of the books that are available in those categories. So really fun stuff. You can, let's say that in your first grade classrooms or in your K through 3, what books are being utilized in the classroom for that school year. You've all decided that these are the books that we want to feature. We're really going to push nonfiction. You can go out and actually create an activity guide. Here I'm selecting a certain publisher does this well. And so you can go to the activity and then just download. You're sending them right over to the download so that teachers can download it for themselves. If you had an area that you sort an FTP upload or a link that you wanted to create, you could do that and put it on your own servers. So those are just options. But then you are having those light conversations about books. So you know everybody this season is reading these books, and you know that teachers have the full benefit of teacher guides to help them. So that's just really nice stuff that you can use. You can also do like themed collections. So if you have history months, Women History Month, Irish, Jewish, American Indian, so you can actually have these come up and do a search for them. You're just doing a search through the OPAC. So it's going to come up and give you all of the Native American history books that are available. And you can specify fiction and nonfiction. You can use your ampersand if you want both to come up. You really can decide for yourself what you want to spool in. That's the beauty of using those search strings to communicate with your Alex. Another one of my favorite was Jason Reynolds when he came up with the right. He actually just does these little mini videos that are like overviews. So this is a really fun thing that you as a librarian can go, oh, let's all do a fun Friday in a middle school and do these activities. This week we'll do respond to art, or you can give it a voice and choice and let kids decide what they want to do. I mean, how fun is it for students to create a video game with a really prolific author? So just coming up with ideas that you can utilize to create these explore paints. And if there's more than 16, hey, bring them to the rest of them on a new explore pane. If I needed to continue, I would just add that little arrow button and keep going. So it just makes it a lot of fun. And I hope you get excited, like just seeing some of these things. I'm going to show you now like the backside of some of the things that we saw earlier. So these were some of the series titles. It's a little slow shifting right now. We'll just wait a second. And so you'll see, not sure why that isn't coming up right away, but here. So you have some of the series that are in the library, and so you'll see that they're just programmed in like this. So here's my series, colon, and the title of the series. So if you have utilized the series button when you've imported books, you can really lean on that. Let's say I'm a library that, and I'm coming new to the library and somebody did not put the titles of series in the series title area when they imported a book. So I can easily change this to smart, and pizza and taco is going to come up. The negative side of that is that pizza and taco as a subject might come up too. But it's just another option. And so you can see the benefits of utilizing and keeping on top of your text side of the library. I'm going to just revert that. Everything's up. But that kind of shows you how you would do anything. Again, if I wanted to copy from, let's say I decide, oh, I don't really want Boxcar Children in there, or I want to change out that cover, I might have it available on another slide. I can say copy from pane, and then I can go to that section, and then I can just shift it up there. I'm going to replace the same one just as an example, but you really can do whatever. And if I just want to change the icon, I don't need to change the link. I would just click that one. It's just going to move the book only. So that's really nice. But these are ways that you can just do so much more. And then here's some of the resources that we looked at. So here's, oh, let's close this. And let's go to resources. I have them as as buttons. I would use these more for the middle school level. And I also have resources as icons. So I can change them out. If I'm on my K3 library, I might just use icons. And on my middle school library, I might use buttons. So it's just a personal preference. If I had specific district level materials that we've purchased and we want teachers to utilize, I might come up with a whole school resource section. I know a lot of times we see that on web pages or websites as teachers. And here you can bring it right into the library so that it's available. So here, like all the resources are here. I go to resource number 2. I'm going to shift to resource number 3. And so it makes it a lot nicer. If we go back to search, it's going to take me. It's got a great memory. So if I go to my search, I can see how now I can import them on any kind of resource page or researcher page. I can import an explore pane on the top and on the bottom. So here I've put in my district resources. And then I can say more and more. And so all of my teachers, everybody throughout the district has access to this through my library. Makes it really easy and everybody's on the same page. They're going to the same resource, they're logging in, they have all the logins, or you already are providing it to them logged in, so they use their credentials. Whatever you need to do is an option for you. If I want to change these, I would go to the central factory of Alexandria and I'm going to go to the builder. And I love this feature of the new update because it puts everything when you are in display mode in one area. I can see all of the researcher hubs and the colorization that's used. And here I can choose the explore panes that I want. Let's say instead of school resources, I want to shift to the series titles. So then I'm just going to go to series titles. I'm going to start with, let's see if it'll go to 1. Yeah, it is going to 1. Okay. So then we're going to hit save for that. And let's say instead of genre buttons, I want to feature my nonfiction. So I'm going to say okay. And then hit save. And so now when I go to my Alexandria and I bring up my search, you're going to see that it's changed out what I'm doing. What's super cool about this is that when you have what you create as a librarian can be shared from one library to another. So let's say you have 2 elementaries, you have a middle school. So everything that you're doing can be exported and imported in, and you can change these based on what the content is they're learning that week. Let's say that every November, all of the middle schoolers are focused on essay writing, a nonfiction story about a particular animal. So then you can focus, one of your Explore builders might be the nonfiction, or we take them to Explore Builder, and this would give them all of the topics that are available to them in nonfiction as a resource. Or I can bring up just the 500 level underneath here so that all of my students have easy access to that material, and the teacher can use this to share with students inside the classroom. How nice is that, right? So I can really move around content fast, and I can bring up a better book experience, just creating a better book experience. I'm going to go back to Explore Builder here. And we're just going to look at some of here's an idea about doing like a focus on coding. Some of the other things. I did have one that was maybe I want to, when I'm featuring ebooks, let's say instead of having it search the ebooks that are in the library, maybe I have purchased certain ones. So I can put the icon and then have them log into those activities or those resources as a list. So just really kind of fun things. Maybe we're looking at all the Google tools that can be used inside the classroom, maybe taking them to their classroom. So we have, so we can utilize those. I think it's just fun to be able to do different things with these. Let's say I'm a librarian and I decide, oh, I want to change my classification system. I can easily do that, and I can follow that classification, and I'm bringing them to those resources. So it just is going to bring up all of the C category things, the study of science and those kind of things. If I need to, I'm asked to support teachers and I'm providing like videos in the classroom that I'm suggesting, I can create an Explore pane, and that I can share that by the URL with that teacher who's requested it. So maybe not all of these Explore panes are going to go on your search page, but you can feature them in other ways. And I'm going to show you one way is bulletins. And so we're going to just look at bulletin boards. And you can see the many things that you can do with that. I'm going to just share my Welcome to the Library bulletin. You'll see that it has a mini Alexandria of my library. It has my CS first activities link. And it has the online games that I shared with you. It has the genre categories. And it allows students to search the catalog and bring up activities. I have CS first activities, search by Lexile levels. So this is a tool that can be used throughout the district. Every single month, I might change it to feature different titles that I know various grade levels are utilizing or looking at. Maybe somebody's doing a women's history activity, so I feature that. Maybe somebody's using science, and they're looking at sharks. I mean, there's so many things out there for us as learners and librarians now that we can really expand on the kind of the book experience, right? If I'm going to send them to a book about sharks and all of the comic series like that, I can also link to where they can look at underground and watch sharks in the wild live. And so I can create a whole bulletin board like that. And I can actually create a whole explore pane that has various buttons by the subject matter. And that's why I say that when you're looking at explore, it is fully customizable and it's so unlimited, like what you can do with it and how you can utilize it. But I guess, I just look at this and I think, wow, this is something that I can really send home over break. And I know that kids might log in and utilize that. And all it does is better enhance like what I'm doing as a librarian to show our value add. And I think that's something that we really have to think about, especially in, the where we're at as a society and what we're facing with book bans and things like that. So how can we do the best job that we can with the resources that we have? And how can we make them, adapt them to be more shareable and get them into the hands of kids and teachers so they become better teachers, the students become better students. It's just a win-win all the way around. And I think that's what excites me the most about working with Explore Builder is being able to move these things. You can also take any of these URL, let's say you create an AR level or a book experience. So maybe this is an explore pane that's all about sharks, or this is all about science. So on some of the resources that I have in the OPAC, I can actually go back and shift those. If I look at items, I'm going to bring up one of them. I'll just show you one that I've already done. Brains, not just. And you'll see that this is a book by Stacy McNulty. And then you have this other link that links to a lot of other activities that can be shared. This could link to a whole explore pane that looks at her other books, that looks at her author website, that does these other things. So it really is unlimited, the things that you can do. This would take you to an author brain quiz. She actually is working with the student directly and quizzes them on brains. If you've ever read this book live, the kids will remember the size of everybody's brain and be telling you in the library as they come in for like weeks after. Day in the life of an author, and a read aloud resource. So it's just unlimited, like how you can even take what you're creating in Explore Builder and move it around to better serve patrons. I think that's a really powerful place to be. Are there any questions about some of the material, or is there anything that you'd like to see again or expanded upon? Oh. Yes, this is being recorded so that you can review it later. And I think that when you are in your resource page, typically it's going to have the 8 icon view, and then there is a customizing your Explorer will allow you to do more with it. So because you're a participant in the webinar, I am giving you access to a lot of the Explore panes that I've created so that you can export them, and I can send them to you and you can import them. I can send you back to, let me show you that really quick. Here we go. So see how you can download this? And so you would be downloading the Explore pane, and then I'll show you how you would then import it. So you're going to be brought to this Explore pane builder PD. So I'm giving you access to a lot of the Explore panes that I've shown you today. And then what you're going to do is that, let's just take you back to Explore Builder. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to the little cog down here, and you can either, if you're working with another district and you want to share a resource, you would export, but I'm going to select import. So I'm going to choose a file, and then I'm going to import it into my library. I'm not going to do it right now, but you can easily, that's how you would do it. I would send you, you would go to that resource and you're going to copy it to your machine, and then you're going to select this import, find the file, and then you're just going to, the OK will light up. You click that, and then it'll appear in this, your menu. And then what you need to know too is that a lot of times when you're copying from school to school, especially for like slideshows and things like that, I want to show you like what some of this looks like. So for the John Newberry, it's telling me this is my Alex library, but you guys all have different URLs. So what you would do is you would change this to your library URL, and then you're going to change your site code, and then my slideshow would then work for your library, which is pretty cool, right? So there's a few edits that you would need to do after that, but the Explore Builder PD walks you through that. You'll see that I have instructions exactly how to go about uploading and importing that. And so you're going to try it on your own. If you needed any other assistance, you would just reach out to me and I would be happy to help you with it. So here's some of my title series. You probably have different titles, right? But at least it's a shortcut to getting started. You can delete out the ones that you don't have and fill them in with series that you do have in your library. And you could continue on because I've done some of the more general titles, and then you might have specific titles that you have, things like that. Grade level resources, this gives you this pane, and then this can be changed to do all the different activity levels. The Lexile level, you can download that one and then import it into your system. And again, it's just using that little cog down at the bottom of the page and selecting import. Choose the file, select OK, and then boom, it's going to be over here for you to use. Sometimes something will not show. And so you can say select or show all views. Let me see if we can get it to do that. Award books. So we have 5 of them. Nope, it's not going to come up. But these are how I've done the award books. So here's the first award books. This is the more traditional one. This one is going to search the OPAC, and then this one is the exact same, but now it's going to spool into slideshows. So now I just coded it for myself so I know the difference. So if I think it's better to send a teacher slideshows versus a search to the OPAC, I can easily do that by sending the URL. So it's pretty cool. Are there any other questions today? I'm going to check my Q&A. All right. Is there more, is there a way to have more than 100 items in a slideshow? You know what, Teresa, I will look into that for you. It's a question I just haven't looked into. I would imagine that you could, but I'm not certain, so I will check. And so I'm going to send you to that page that I just showed you. It's just called the Explore Builder PD. And so that would just be, you're going to go onto that, you're going to download those files, and then you're going to import them into your system. And then check, like if it's a URL and it's specifying my library as Alex, Go Alexandria, you need to change it to your library. So you'll still have to look at some of those things. Yes, I did make the logo that says library catalog. So you could easily do the same thing. If you have not had the opportunity to change out your Alex to be an icon, I will send you that information. It's so easy and it's so fun. Kids really relate to it and enjoy it and things like that. You can do like your school logo on there. I've done that with a lot of the libraries that we serve. So oh, and somebody's asking what the passcode is for the Go Alexandria. And I will send that to you as a follow-up to the webinar um, and not post it right here. So thanks so much, you guys. Are there other questions that you might have for me while we're online, or did you want to see something again, or? All right. Well, I want to thank you guys all for coming and joining us today, and I look forward to responding to any questions. I will give you my direct email. I do upload and customize these panes for you as a service. It is a paid service as the virtual librarian, but I am going to bring you into the PD that I share so that you can get started. If you get stuck in any way, please do not hesitate to reach out to me. I will send you my email address so that you can ask questions. And if if you have other ideas about the crazy ways that we can use Explore Builder, I would love to hear that too as follow-up. And I will just send you a little survey to make sure that we're on target with, was this webinar helpful to you? Do you see other webinars that you would enjoy on different resources? Bulletins comes to mind. It's one that I want to do in the future. And so just send those my way and we'll like get started. I think the better we build up the tech side of a library to better serve the librarian, the teachers, the schools, the district, the better we can embrace and maybe change how reading is seen and how well students are reading in the classroom. It is totally crazy. I mean, one of these buttons might be peer reviews, right? I mean, it is insane what you can do and imagine. And so it is just really nice to be able to do as much as you can as a librarian and not have to redo, right? So once you create these resources, they are there for everyone to utilize. And so you are constantly building new and better resources. If you're a district blessed with 3 or 4 or 5 different librarians, and you all like start creating panes and start sharing them out, it is just unbelievable what you could create and provide for all of the libraries in your district. So thinking like that, I mean, we've always heard that saying, right? A community, community raises the child. I think that's seriously true when it comes to librarianship. We're sharing the resources, we're sharing the outside resources, and it's never been a better time to do that. I mean, so many authors and publishers are sharing like teaching guides by the book. Why not put them in that other link and provide it for parents, provide it for the teacher, provide it for the student who wants to, think about things while they're reading. It's super cool. So anyway, thank you again for participating today. And let me just check I see a couple more questions coming in. You're going to get a copy of the video for you. And if you want to share it with librarians in your district, absolutely. And otherwise, I think that and a recording will go out to everybody who is registered. Absolutely. If that answers that. All right. I see somebody's. So I'll send you the link to the PD page. If you have any questions, if it's confusing at all, I love that kind of feedback. Please don't feel bad. I think that we grow and become better people by the feedback that we receive. So please share. But yeah, thanks for joining me today. And I look forward to working with you to improve your Alex. So enjoy the rest of your day.